Good morning. A day after the blunt session with his Chinese counterpart, U.S. Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel sits down with Chinese President Xi Jinping to discuss matters of bilateral relations and denuclearization of North Korea. And Arirang TV celebrates its 18th year of its establishment today, the global TV station with efforts to bring Korea closer to the international audience. The movement continues. Spring flower festivals are at its peak with many destinations to discover. Out of those, the financial district of Yeouido stands out, offering a fine cocktail of activities. Makeup can highlight, enhance, and cover up, and we have some tips for you to make some drastic changes to your look. Witness the endless possibilities on Korea Today, Thursday, April 10th, 2014.
From Arirang News, this is Korea Today.
And good morning. Welcome to Korea Today on this Thursday morning. I'm Ju alongside Kim Min-jung and Kim Young. Today is a special day for Arirang TV. Today marks the 18th anniversary since the Korea International Broadcasting Foundation, on which Arirang TV was built on, was established.
That's right. It is an important day for our station. It may have started out small, but it has gone global, and it is now brought to more than 100 million households across the world and in 188 countries too. Quite proud.
That's right. And for those years, Arirang TV has worked very hard in bringing you the latest in entertainment, Korean culture, as well as news as well.
That's right. It just occurred to me this morning that Young and I have been part of this station for more than half of its history. So congratulations.
Congratulations
lasting this long.
My goodness, and how much longer will I last? Well, I'll just pray and see. All right, but for now, we move on to our top headline for Korea Today. U.S. Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel sat down with Chinese President Xi Jinping in a closed-door meeting on Wednesday following a blunt session with his counterpart the day before. Now, in the meeting held in Beijing, the two affirmed the need for continued dialogue between the two nations, building off of the foundation laid out in earlier conversations between Presidents Obama and Xi. Now, Hagel also discussed with Xi continuing cooperation with the international community to achieve denuclearization on the Korean peninsula, urging China to play a larger role in reducing the dangers posed by the reclusive state. This meeting comes a day after Hagel's session with his counterpart, General Chang Won-kwan, who said China will not be contained by the U.S.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, as widely expected, has been re-elected as the head of the North's most powerful governing agency, the National Defense Commission, by the country's rubber stamp parliament. According to the North's official Korean Central News Agency, Kim was affirmed for his post on Wednesday during the 13th Supreme People's Assembly, ensuring his absolute control over the communist state military, following the footsteps of his father and grandfather. Many North Korea watchers closely followed Wednesday's meeting for signs of a power shift within the reclusive state, especially since the execution of Kim's uncle, Chang Song-taek, once considered the #2 man who was charged with treason. Chairman of the parliament's standing committee, Kim Young-nam, and Prime Minister Park Bong-ju retained their posts, while former ambassador to Switzerland, Lee Soo-yong, became the North's new foreign minister. This appointment is seen by some as North Korea's attempt to stay in tune with the outside community.
And Apple says $2.2 billion in damages is what the iPhone maker deserves from Samsung Electronics for alleged patent infringements. Now, on the 5th day of the latest in Apple's long-running patent feud with Samsung, an Apple damages expert testified that this sum of money was justifiable since the alleged infringement applies to more than 37 million smartphones and tablets sold by Samsung in the U.S. between August 2011 until the end of 2013. The period of rapid expansion in mobile and smart devices. But this hefty $2.2 billion demand surprised even intellectual property lawyers, with Samsung's lawyers calling it a gross exaggeration. If Apple can convince the jury that the now world's largest smartphone maker is guilty, it can ask the courts to ban Samsung from selling some of its phones and tablet models in the U.S.
As we mentioned earlier today, April 10th marks the 18th year since the operator of Arirang TV, the Korea International Broadcasting Foundation, was established. Arirang has over the years reached out to a global audience to promote Korea through its various cultural, entertainment, and news programs. And today we'll be taking a look at how Arirang TV has become the global broadcaster it is now.
Arirang TV was launched as a domestic cable TV channel targeting foreign residents in the country. In 1999, the station began its satellite broadcasting service overseas, and today it is pushing out some 23 programs. With 8 satellites broadcasting around the world, Arirang TV is being transmitted to 105 million households in 188 countries. It has also taken part as one of the main broadcasters hosting major national events in Korea, providing swift, first-hand coverage of these events to the international community. Overseas Koreans make up for a large portion of Arirang's viewership, and Arirang has introduced various events for Korean communities abroad with the aim of boosting national exchange and unity. Meanwhile, Arirang's radio service was first launched in the free international city of Jeju Island to provide more information to visitors arriving in Korea. Now you can listen to Arirang Radio 24 hours a day nationwide. There are many ways to access Arirang TV and radio, including the internet, DMB channels, and smartphone applications. Arirang TV has gradually expanded its platforms home and abroad. In February this year, DirecTV, the largest U.S. satellite television provider, added Arirang TV to its lineup of public interest channels.
Is now available on America's DirecTV.
Welcome to Simply K-pop.
A wide range of K-pop concerts and music programs have been produced on Arirang TV to meet the ever-growing demand for Hallyu contents.
The first time I have to join the big show about the K-pop fan club in Vietnam, and I feel so very happy, wonderful, and very interesting. And I hope in the future the many shows, the same day show, will be hard in there.
With its abundant cultural contents in Korea, Arirang TV's news production team has covered prominent stories unfolding within the country, offering viewers overseas more insight. The Arirang news team has been bringing viewers worldwide updates on the latest stories with in-depth analysis and multiple programs for broader coverage on news developments in the country. From coverage on Korea's culture to current affairs, Arirang TV will continue to provide balanced, in-depth coverage to the global community.
As you just saw, Arirang TV aims to share with its audience a view of what's really happening in Korea by providing accurate and up-to-date information about the countries, and efforts will continue as it adds new programs to its lineup. With that, a new debate program, Up Front, is set to air starting today, marking the foundation's 18th anniversary.
The show Upfront was produced with the goal of bringing international viewers up to speed on current issues unfolding in Korea. Notable figures from various industries will appear on the show for heated debate and discussions. The first episode kicks off with the theme Unification Bonanza, with the guest Hong Moon-jong, Secretary General of the ruling Saenuri Party, and John Linton, former Vice Chief of the ruling Saenuri Party's Committee on National Integration. Yoo Jong-soo, a former senior advisor at the United Nations Foundation, along with Arirang TV anchor Na Hyung-kyung, will be presenting the show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Korea time.
Good morning, everyone. Let's go straight in and start with 중앙일보. And take a look at the photo right here on the front page. The photo caption reads, Choi Dong-hae rises to second in command as vice chairman of the National Defense Commission, which is North Korea's top military decision-making body. Choi is the man you see to the right of Kim, and the photo was taken during North Korea's 13th Supreme People's Assembly session there. Choi was named the vice chairman of the commission, taking the place of Kim's uncle Jang Song-taek, who used to be the second man in command. Let's now go on over to 조선일보 and let's zoom in closer to a story here on the left. And the headline reads, Korea-U.S. military hold meeting to prepare for North Korea biochemical weapons attack using drones. Now, the paper says Pyongyang has up to 5,000 tons of chemical weapons, and experts say it's highly possible that North Korea could tweak its drones to make them available to carry up to 4 kilograms worth of chemical weapons. The Ministry of National Defense held a meeting with experts and U.S. military officials stationed here in Korea to come up with ways to stockpile vaccines in case Pyongyang launches a chemical weapons attack. Now moving on to the photo here, also from the front page, and the photo caption reads, letting go of 200 years of bitter feelings from colonization. Britain-Ireland historical dinner of reconciliation. Now you see Queen Elizabeth on the left side on the center, and she's seen here holding a welcome banquet for the Irish President Michael Higgins at Windsor Castle in London. Now this was the first visit to Britain by an Irish head of state, and it marked a historical end to 200 years of conflict between the two countries, according to the Daily. Let's now go on over to Gyeongyang Shinmun, which also has the same photo on its front page. But let's take a look at the story here on the side. And the headline reads, even a security specialist's wife duped by phishing. Now, phishing here in Korea is a scam over the phone to get access to financial or personal information. And the female victim of the phishing scam noted in the article is the wife of a professor in the field of information security. But despite knowing about phishing scams, she lost $48,000 in just a matter of 2 hours by a caller pretending to be a police officer. Now, finally, taking a look at some business news and going straight to the story here on the left. The headline reads, Daewoo Shipbuilding wins a $4.5 billion order. The Daily, which calls the contract a jackpot, says it is apparently the biggest one-time deal in the history of the global shipbuilding industry. Now, the South Korean shipbuilder will be producing 15 ice-breaking LNG carriers for Yamal LNG, which is a liquefied natural gas plant in Russia starting from 2016. Now moving on over to this story here, the value of the Korean won against the dollar soared on Wednesday to 1,041 won. Written on the headline over here, the figure is the highest in 5 years and 8 months, and it's casting a dark cloud on the country's exporters, according to the Daily. Experts say the stronger won is due to a continued current account surplus and foreign buying spree in the Korean stock market. That wraps up your look at today's newspaper headlines. Next up are the closing numbers from Wednesday's market action.
Let's now get a check on the weather. It's a foggy morning this morning, and we have a light layer of yellow dust covering the Korean peninsula today.
That's right. For more on the conditions today, we go to Ki Chun Song Cho. She's joining us right near Hangang. Good morning, Sangcho.
Good morning, Sangcho. It's foggy out there, isn't it?
It kind of
Good
is.
chilly morning to you all. I'm reporting live by the Hangang River in Seocho-gu, Seoul. Today, temperatures will hover around 20 degrees during the day. Sounds like pleasant spring weather, but it also means some unwelcome guests are making a return. Fine particulate matter and yellow dust, both regulars to Korea at this time of the year. Yesterday, the air was filled with fog and fine dust combined. Visibility in Seoul dropped to 800 meters, which is 1/20th of the normal range, the thickest haze we've seen this year. At the same time, the level of fine particulate matter in the central region soared up, surpassing 120 micrograms per cubic meter. This is bad enough for children and the elderly that they should try to avoid outdoor activities. What's worse, yellow storm is on its way, traveling all the way from northeastern China. This will affect the Korean peninsula today, especially in the central region, sending out an extra warning for people with respiratory problems to take precautionary actions like wearing a mask. As you can see behind me, it's still pretty foggy and cloudy at the moment, so please be careful on the roads on your morning commute. For more details, let's take a closer look at today's forecast around the nation. Seoul's highs are 20, Gangneung the coolest at just 14, and Gwangju the warmest at 24 degrees. The western region relatively warmer due to a high pressure, and the eastern region cooler due to a trough of low pressure. A dry warning remains in effect across the country, especially in the southwestern area, so take extra care on preventing any accidental fires. Hopefully, the nationwide rainfall expected this weekend will be able to calm down these unstable conditions in the atmosphere. That's all from me reporting live from Hangang Park with the weather update. Back to you, Min Jung, in the studio for international news.
Thank you, Sangcho. Massive elections have wrapped up in Indonesia and the preliminary results are out. Let's find out more with our Yeouido Kim joining us from the news center. Yeouido, it looks like early opinion polls were pretty much right on the money.
Good morning, Min Jung. Yeah, early opinion polls had placed the country's biggest opposition party, the Indonesian Democratic Party of Struggle, as the darling leading into Election Day Wednesday. And early vote results show it as enjoying the lead with 20% of the votes, 5% more than runner-up, the longtime ruling Golkar Party. Now, the Indonesian Democratic Party of Struggle's win gives popular Jakarta Governor Joko Widodo, you see him there, casting his vote, a boost. He's their presidential hopeful. And the presidential elections around the corner on July 9th. Wednesday's polls was an important precursor to that. 187 million people in 3 time zones were eligible to cast their votes and selected from a pool of some 200,000 candidates vying for 20,000 openings, including those at provincial and local levels in the world's 3rd largest democracy after India and the U.S. Official results are expected to be released next month.
Now, let's shift over to Greece. It will mark a milestone of sorts today. It will step out of its self-imposed exile, if you will, and reissue sovereign bonds.
That's right. Beginning today, Greece will issue 5-year bonds, a first for the country in nearly 4 years, after facing an economic crisis that rocked Europe, you'll remember, and nearly got itself pushed out of the Eurozone 2 years ago. The move is being seen as a message, a strong message of economic and political strides out of its debt crisis. And Reuters, citing a Greek government official, reported that Greece is aiming to raise up to 2.5 billion euros, issuing those 5-year bonds. The price has yet to be set, but it apparently has already attracted investor interest to the tune of $15 billion. The Greek economy has been sustaining on EU and IMF bailout funds and treasury bills.
How that will affect the Korean economy remains to be seen. Now, let's shift gears to yet another vehicle recall, this time from Toyota Motor Company on concerns over steering wheels and seats. What's this about?
Yeah, it's Toyota's second largest recall. They're calling back nearly 6.4 million cars from 27 models, including the RAV4 SUV and Yaris subcompact. Now, half of those vehicles produced between April 2007 and December 2010 were found to have faulty steering wheels that could cause the airbag to fail in the event of a crash. And the other half, which mainly affected three-door models produced between 2005 and 2010, are being recalled for defective seats that could slide forward in a collision. Toyota said it was not aware of any crashes or injuries related to these glitches, so this could be a precautionary move of sorts for Toyota, especially as U.S. automaker General Motors is in the hot seat for moving too slowly on recalling its defective cars. And that's a wrap of your international news we're following this morning.
And still ahead on Korea Today, we'll take you to Yeouido today, known as the center of finance and politics in Korea. But forget about that for now. We're heading out for a full spring experience to enjoy the cherry blossoms in full bloom and take a dive into the world of sea creatures. Stay tuned.
The 1990s was a turning point in Korean pop music, and it led us through quite a ride. There were some who went the long haul and some actually who faded out very quickly. And in this day and age of idolism, we meet a few of those today. Yeouido joins us with more on that. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. So nowadays it seems like these artists just pop in and out, blink of an eye. But some of these artists who came in and made a bang in the 90s are still here and still making a presence in the music industry. So let's take a look and see who they are.
Last year, the hit drama Reply 1994 showed just how fondly Korea remembers the 90s. The coming-of-age drama, set in the mid-1990s, captured the nostalgic essence of the era. The final episode brought in an 11.9% ranking, the highest ever for a Korean cable channel episode. The 90s was a memorable decade for many and is known as the golden age of K-pop. Some of Korea's most iconic singers emerged at that time, and almost 20 years later, the legends are still going strong. Singer Lee Sun-hee swept the charts with her single Dear Jay years ago and became known as a tiny giant because of her petite frame but explosive voice. Still ever present in the music industry, she recently released an album to commemorate the last 30 years of her career. The album contains 11 songs, 9 of which she personally composed, and 7 of which she wrote the lyrics to.
Truthfully, I remember when I had a lot of fans and all of the popularity I had turned into this strength. Now I can keep going and put everything into this album.
Another 90s star who still hasn't put down the mic is Yeouido. Nicknamed the Barefoot Diva, she recently released a new album. Titled Spiro Spere, the album has a touch of Latin influence and is about finding hope where there is life.
For 10 years, I've loved to sing, and now how do I grow my passion even more? I'm not sure, I just do whatever comes to me.
Next month, Yeouido, another 90s wonder, has plans to take the stage. Ahead of the release of her album, she's also released a single called I'm a Star. These 90s divas made quite the impression back then, and it looks like they're not done yet.
Now that is another big name, Yeouido, and she's going to be making a comeback real soon, right? Okay, now we saw in the beginning of your report, the drama is Reply 1997, right? And it kind of started this whole throwback craze. Oh, it was actually 1994 or 97? There's two different ones,
A little bit confusing. So Reply 1994 and Reply 1997, two separate dramas, so separate stories, separate characters made by the same team, but they both kind of play on this nostalgia of the 1900s.
And 90s. It really brought back a lot of the songs from the 1990s. It really brought something back up to a point where they even have like specialized bars, cafes, and even clubs that cater to just 90s music.
In fact, the soundtrack from that drama was very popular and made it on the list for many weeks in a row because people were so excited to hear these songs again.
Okay, and we can't forget some of the other artists from the 1990s. One who made a flash might be Cho Sung-mo, who really was a surprise artist. I mean, he came out with a music video, he never appeared on it, in a day and age where it was all about the looks of the artist, that one music video, and it started a complete complete fandom.
So some heartthrobs really came out during the 90s, and they left a mark then and are still breaking hearts today. Let's take a look and see who they are.
When he first debuted in 1998, his hit ballad changed the Korean music scene. To Heaven became popular for its plot within the video and catapulted Cho Sung-mo into the spotlight. He continued his success, becoming the king of ballads and selling over 1 million copies of 5 different albums. But that was 10 years ago, and now he's taking the stage as a part of his Memory 1998 tour to promote the release of his newest album, Wind of Change.
Once in a while, you hear the voice of a veteran singer. Nowadays, I'm very comfortable and I've been able to rise above the chaos while recording this album. This album is about my life and my destiny.
There were many other overnight hits during the 90s, songs that were a fun mix of pop and rock. But nobody produced as many as the man known as the hitmaker. Chu Young-hoon is one of the most famous composers in the industry, and his list of works is one to be reckoned with. Who better to create a collaboration of 90s hits than someone who's composed over 300 songs, many of which went on to dominate the charts.
People are surprised when I tell them I composed the Seongjin-woo's song Don't Give Up. So I want the general audience to rediscover me through the many songs I've composed. I'm very happy to be able to do that.
The 90s hit Twist King, originally performed by Turbo, has been remade and released by Chu in collaboration with Rose Motel. It's a retro and vintage take on the song that once swept the nation and the charts.
Now that's got to be interesting as well. Chu Young-hoon, a very big name in the 90s, and now he's going to have all these artists collaborate and sing his songs from back then.
So it's a lot to look forward to. We'll have to wait and see what he has in store and see how he retakes these songs that he created years ago.
All right, well, it seems that these throwbacks are not it's not time for them to go away, and it's going to be around for a while. Yeouido, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
And still ahead on Korea Today, Jeniffer Kim is over on stage A in our studio, and she has some makeup tips that she's going to show you. Jennifer?
Good morning. So I'm going to show you all how to work your makeup like magic to enhance your features. So stick around and don't change the channel.
That's right. Don't change the channel because Jinju is going to get a major makeover.
Yes, it's my turn this week. I'm looking forward to it. But first, let's check the latest keywords on today's news sum up.
Entertainment news always seems to grab people's attention, and this time Tiara's Jiyeon released her new teaser video yesterday, and it's quite seductive.
Yes, it was just 1 minute long, but it stirred the online community. So Seomi Sorang now joins us from the digital room to tell us all about this teaser video. Good morning.
Good morning, Misorang.
You know that video you just mentioned, Min-jung? It was actually one of the most searchly terms yesterday. But before we get to that, let's first have a look at some of the other items that were trending the past 24 hours. Many were looking up details on the strong Korean won, which hit a 6-year high yesterday, as well as the heated debate between 3 of the Seoul City mayor candidates. Meanwhile, Japanese model and Miss International 2012 Ikumi Yoshimatsu spoke out against Japan's wartime atrocities on sex slaves. And finally, reverse order meals, where you have dessert first and rice last, got many people's attention as a possible way to reduce weight. Now let's go back and look at Jiyeon's video. The idol singer of the girl group Tiara will debut as the girl's first solo act with the song 1 Minute, 1 Second. In preparation for this, a teaser video and photo was released yesterday, generating much hype and discussion among internet users, especially regarding the meaning behind their curious title. Now, the teaser photo and video had contrasting feels, with the photo hinting at a more innocent and playful side of Jiyeon, while the video captured her sexier and darker side. Now, while Jiyeon's agency has kept mum about the title's meaning, they did explain the song's concept, as the 2014 version of singer Park Ji-yoon's hit Adult Ceremony, released back in 2000. 1 Minute 1 Second is produced by Double Sidekick and choreographed by Bae Yoon-jung and will be released later this month on April 30th. So which side of Ji-yeon do you like better? Personally, I like her innocent side, but of course we'll have to wait until the full video comes out later this month. Now let's move over to the next item. Amid the strong US dollar and increased foreign investment, the Korean won reached its strongest point in 6 years. Yesterday, the South Korean currency closed at 1,041 won against the greenback, its lowest since the 2008 global financial crisis. Exports pointed to the widely downtrading US dollar and uptrending stock purchases by foreign investors as the primary reason for the leak. The US dollar has taken a particular blow, with the central banks of Japan and Europe deciding to stay clear of further monetary easing and stimulus measures. On the other hand, there's been a net purchase of stocks by foreign investors since late March, further adding upward pressure on the Korean won, together with a recent 24-month run of current account surplus. Now, 10,050 is of course widely known as a psychological line for foreign investors in their buy-sell decision. Accordingly, sales of the dollar is expected to continue, giving further support to the won. But experts say that a further rise in the won will be very slow, if at all. Now, for those on the fence about Korean stock decisions, perhaps looking at past performances when the won was again once below 1,050 will be a good idea. Usually during this time, it was the metal, utilities, and food industries that performed better than average. So perhaps you can take that into account when you make your decision. That's it for today's News Sum Up. I'll be back with more updates tomorrow.
Any good Thursday morning to you all as we kick things off in the PGA. Of course, on Thursday, U.S. time, the 2014 PGA Masters will kick off at the Augusta. And while the event is arguably one of the biggest annual sporting events, fans will not be able to see a familiar face in Tiger Woods, who's out with an ongoing injury. But fans here in the nation will be cheering on KJ Choi, a.k.a. Chae Kyung-ju, and Y.E. Yang, or Yang Yong-eun. Meanwhile, Adam Scott, who's won last year's event, hopes to repeat his performance this year as well. And over to domestic football, where the Elan Group has stated that they will start a new K-League team starting next season. Now, having previous experience running a football team from 1992 to 1998 with the Elan Pumas in a semi-professional league, the company, which once tried to purchase the LA Dodgers, will now create a professional football team in the K-League. Now, they plan to join the second-tier K-League Challenge in 2015 and plans to play at the Chamshi Sports Complex. Meanwhile, they also plan to make their official statement at a press conference on the 14th. And staying with domestic football, let's take a look at some Wednesday night's K-League Classic action as Suwon defeats Jeonnam 1-0 with Jeju United beating Jeonbuk 2-0. Meanwhile, the Pohang Steelers crushed Gyeongnam FC 3-0 and Seongnam upsets Ulsan 1-0. With that, let's take a look at the Sangju military team take on FC Seoul. Of course, going into the match here, both teams evenly matched early on, but in the 29th minute, it's Sangju's Ha Tae-gyun who finds the back of the net, giving Sangju the 1-0 first-half lead. Going over to the second half, 59th minute, it's Escudero to the rescue as he sends one past the goalkeeper, and we're tied 1-1. 65th minute, a red card is issued to Yang Jun-ah, and Sangju is a man down. But no matter, national team member Lee Gun-ho in the 75th minute, a header here scores, giving Sangju the upset win here, 2-1, your final score. And now finishing things off with Wednesday night's KBO action as the red-hot NC Dinos beat the Hanwha Eagles 6-2, with the Nexon Heroes beating Kia Tigers 10-7. And the SK Wyverns beat the Doosan Bears 5-4. Meanwhile, let's take a look at the LG Twins take on the Lotte Giants. Of course, going into the game here, bottom of the first inning, Sona Sub drills this pitch to deep right center field. Back. Gone, a solo shot gives the Lotte Giants the early 1-0 lead. But shifting to the fourth inning, bases loaded for Lee Byung-gyu, and the first pitch he sees drills it to right, and there it goes. A grand salami puts LG up 4-1. But the bottom of the inning with the man on, here is Kang Min-ho, sends one to deep left field, going, and gone. A two-run shot cuts the deficit to 4-3. Sixth inning this time, Park Jong-yoon of the Lotte Giants singles to center. In comes Son Ah-sup, and we have a brand new ball game, 4-4. Eighth inning, Lee Jin-young this time a clutch sac fly to right gives the LG Twins the 5-4 lead before the Twins add 2 more in the 9th inning as they beat the Lotte Giants 7-4. And that's going to wrap it up for me. This has been SJ. Have a great rest of the day and see you guys again for your sports needs.
We are in the middle of spring and close to 8 million people are visiting the Yeouido Spring Flower Festival. Are we part of the statistics, guys?
Well, there's too much traffic in the area, so I've stayed out this time.
Guys, get out there, live life to the fullest, although I haven't checked it out myself. But Joey Mercadante is living life to the fullest.
We have him to do
Yes, I have. So today we're gonna head to Yeouido, and of course it is popular, the most popular during the springtime for the cherry blossoms. But I'm here to tell you there's other things to do other than visit the cherry blossoms. Now, obviously that is the highlight, but today I'm gonna show you what other venues are available and what kind of fun you can have. So let's watch Joey go in Yeouido. Yeouido is known as the capital of Korea's politics, finance, and broadcasting. And when spring arrives in this part of town, this bustling district lures in many visitors who are eager to see the captivating sight of cherry blossoms.
And beautiful they are.
All these couples.
It's springtime and the flowers are in bloom. Here at Yeouido, many people have come to see the Cherry Blossom Festival. So today I'm going to take you with me and see why. What's so impressive about this place? Well, follow me and I'll show you. Come on.
The 1.7-kilometer Hangang River walking tour starts from the southern tip of the Sogangdaegyo Bridge that also passes by the National Assembly Building and is known as the Yeouido Cherry Blossom Path. Yeouido Cherry Blossom, there is a walk that lines along 1,600 cherry blossom trees. You can fully appreciate spring, and that is why people flock to it.
I'm walking on the road. There would normally be cars here, but for the festival, it's all been shut down. There's no car access, and it's really nice because you can walk and enjoy the cherry blossoms by foot.
But you're there alone.
Like everyone used to come here, so like, oh, you should go with your boyfriend because to take pictures and just enjoy like the weather and cherry blossom. And because in such a short time,
happiness with my husband to walk and to feel joy and.
A good day.
Yes, a good day, always with my husband.
So romantic.
Right now, the Yeouido Spring Flower Festival is in full swing and many are awed by the beautiful sea of cherry blossoms. There's also a variety of performances and cute animation character parade to entertain the visitors, as well as live music.
Now that we've seen the beautiful cherry blossoms, I'm going to take you to another must-see spot while we're here at Yeouido. And this beautiful pink bus is going to take us there. Follow me.
And the bus has to be pink, right?
But, you know, Yeouido's spring doesn't stop at the Cherry Blossom Festival, as I mentioned. This shuttle bus takes you from the Yeouido subway station to the Yeongjongro Cherry Blossom Tunnel and operates for free, only during the festival. So I get on a bus and go to the IFC Mall. Here they have everything from shops, restaurants, and a movie theater all available in one stop. And as you would expect from a shopping heaven, the mall is filled with top brands and
impressions of the IFC Mall?
Well, from the outside it didn't look that impressive, but when I came in, yeah, it looks really big actually. Spacious, I like it.
Just feels pleasant to be here, it feels comfortable.
Okay, great.
And there's just a lot of good stores for us foreigners. There's some foreigner-friendly clothing shops where we can find stuff that fits us.
Such a cute baby.
The 63 city is dubbed a city within Yeouido.
That's the original place to go.
There's lots of people waiting in line here at the Sky Art Gallery, and if you follow me, I will show you what's so amazing about it. Come on. Actually, we have to wait.
The building, considered a landmark of the area, has many fun venues on its 60 upper-level floors and 3 ground levels. There's an observatory where visitors can enjoy the spectacular view of Seoul and the Hangang River.
I've been up there. The elevator goes up quite fast, right?
Yeah, it is rather quick. You would imagine that it takes a lot longer, but and once you get up there, it's awesome. The view?
Yes, it's amazing. The 63 Sky Art Museum, located on the highest floor, 264 meters above sea level. Visitors can enjoy everything from pop art to classic paintings.
I didn't know there was a gallery
I've been to art galleries before, but never so high up.
Here.
So it's an interesting experience. There's art out here, and there's art inside.
Now here, there are a total of 70 wax figures of famous celebrities and historical figures in 11 different themes displayed for visitors. Now, doesn't that look real?
It sure does.
Hello, Mr. Lincoln. Nice to meet you.
Ooh.
Don't miss out on this great opportunity to make friends with these world-famous stars. Now, Korea's first ever aquarium, the 63 SeaWorld, is definitely one of the most popular tourist destinations in Seoul. There are some 20,000 different sea creatures and sea animals, like seals, sea lions, and penguins, entertaining the guests with their fantastic tricks.
I'm from the United States, Washington, D.C., and obviously we have a larger SeaWorld over there, but this is great, you know.
I've spotted the mermaid there too, believe it or not.
And of course, the highlight of this beautiful spring tour in Yeouido is a romantic dinner.
Wow.
Alone. The restaurant located here has long been favored by couples. So what do you say to closing your day with great food and a beautiful view of the Hangang River after enjoying Yeouido's beautiful cherry blossoms and more? I think the combination of this beautiful view, delicious food, and the romantic setting in here, this is just one of the best places to have a date in Seoul. So if you want a nice romantic getaway, I suggest coming here.
How about next time you take one of us
Yeah,
to enjoy myself?
You should have called us.
Sure, that would be great.
Well, you know, nothing really beats the nightscape of Seoul, you know, for a romantic date. But going back to the Cherry Blossom Festival, it came early actually, and you were able to catch it. How was it for you?
It was absolutely gorgeous, picturesque. It was sort of like walking in a painting. I felt like that, and you know, yeah, it's good to do it with someone. There's a lot of couples there, you know, cute Korean couples wearing the same clothes and taking selfies. It's adorably cute, and sometimes being alone is not the greatest. But you know, when I'm there, I feel like I'm with everyone, so I'm never alone. And you know, there's only, you know, the cherry blossom, like I said, that's just one part. There's another way to enjoy this festival. As the festival is going on, the local shops in the area, including the IFC Mall, make it very convenient for tourists. They provide coupons where you can receive discounts for various items. Now, if you'd like to download these coupons, they're free. Just visit the Yeongdeungpo tourism website, and you can get all of these coupons for free. So you further enjoy your trip by, you know, shopping. I mean, who doesn't love shopping?
At a discount too.
And getting a discount, yeah.
Yeah. So Joey, besides from the one in Yeouido, we have a lot of places in Seoul where we can enjoy these spring flowers. Could you recommend some of them to us?
Sure. There is Songdong-gu. Now, Songdong-gu usually just looks like a regular rock mountain, but in the springtime, it is covered by this yellow blanket of forsythias.
Right. It's called Eunbongsan, right?
Yes. And it's absolutely gorgeous. And then the other place I would recommend is Sukchon Lake. And there you can enjoy cherry blossoms, forsythias, irises, royal azaleas. There's all kinds of flora available there. And all of it is absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, there's lots of places to check out other than the Yeouido.
Just quickly before you go, you can also enjoy the flowers on a bike ride or a car ride, right? Tell us about that.
Yeah, the first place for a driving course is in Gwangjin-gu, and there is a 2-lane cherry blossom tunnel that you can drive through, absolutely beautiful, close to the Walker Hill in Gwangjin-gu. And the second place is the Kumcheong-gu, and that is where you can ride your bike, and it's a great cycling path to begin with, but it's extra special when the pedals are sort of falling with the spring breeze. Absolutely gorgeous. And for other spots, of course, these are not the only ones. Please visit the Seoul City website or the Seoul Parks homepage.
Okay, got that. Thank you, Joey.
You're very welcome.
Every morning when you look at the mirror, do you keep seeing parts that make you unhappy? Well, worry no more because you can hide those flaws with simple makeup tips. Let's learn more about this makeup magic that will conceal your flaws and bring out your beautiful features.
All right, and it's time for that segment. If you want to make a drastic change to your look, some of these makeup tips may help. And we have Jeniffer Kim, right?
Some women have flawless faces. I think all women are beautiful, but there are things that you want to cover up or enhance in your facial features. So that's what Jeniffer Kim is going to try to help us with.
I should pay attention so I could do my makeup well.
And Jinju is standing by with Jeniffer. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. So we have this model that Jeniffer was working on during our show. And I saw her before the show and she had her makeup off, but she has transformed into a totally different person right now with all these eye makeup on.
Yep, so to illustrate some of the awesome makeup tips today, I've actually worn this look today and I've actually created some doll-like appearance eyes on our model today, basically enlarging the eyes, simply using some eyeliner, eyeshadow and false lashes. But you might notice that the left-hand side is a little bit different from the right-hand side. And what I've done is I've worked on the bottom eye of the eye to enlarge the eyes. So I'll show you the techniques that I've done today. So first of all, what I've done is I have taken a dark eyeshadow and I've taken it on an angled eyeliner brush. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be drawing essentially the underline a little bit lower than usual.
With a dark brown eyeshadow, right?
With a dark brown eyeshadow. And then I'm taking it out and I'm drawing it a little bit lower than the actual eyeline. Okay. And this will make sense after the next step, which is taking a white eyeliner of your choice, something that's pigmented. Look up, please. Yeah. And I'm just going to rim her waterline. Like so.
You fill it in.
And I'm going to rim it all the way down to the eyeline that I created before. Look up. Like so. So what this does is it creates a little bit more area of the eye and it enlarges it. This is probably not everyday makeup, I should probably say, but it is a bit of a statement makeup. So finally, the last step is to use false lashes. They're bottom eyelashes that I've cut in half, and I'm placing it on that false eyeline at the bottom that I've created. Just there.
I never imagined putting false eyelashes on the bottom.
Yeah, so what it does is it actually creates the appearance of doll-like eyes. And a lot of Asians kind of tend to do this, Japanese makeup, Korean makeup, and it goes really well if you've got some circle lenses on as well. I've got it on today as well. So what do you think? Do our eyes look bigger?
I'm just speechless at the part where you drew on the waterline. You can do that? That's okay?
Yes, usually guys are really shocked with that.
But it looks great though.
Yep.
So we have a video clip to show all these makeup tips to cover the flaws on your face. So why don't we take a look?
You can create a dramatically different look just by using makeup. Wanting to bring more life and vigor to your face overshadowed by dark circles and a dull complexion?
I'm going to put on makeup that will hide her flaws while highlighting her beautiful features so they stand out more.
First, use a highlighter to make your features more prominent. But one thing to note is, for those with longer faces, highlighting all the way down to the tip of your nose can make you look older. So remember to apply it on only about 1/3 of your nose length for that perfect look.
Highlighters add natural contours on the outer areas of the face, making the features look more prominent.
You can also make your face look a lot smaller by using dark shading for more defined contours. Apply it on your cheekbones and jaw areas. To make your features stand out,
Don't forget to put some shading on the middle of your nose bridge and tip of your nose. Next, colour in between the face and hairline with eyeshadow to create gradations for a smaller looking face. Last but not least, smile and apply facial blusher on the cheekbones, and this will brighten up the face. So what do you think? Doesn't the model look livelier with prominent features? If you want to make your eyes sparkle more, try out this special eye makeup tip.
This eye makeup is great for women who have mono eyelids since it makes the eyes look bigger and more defined.
First, apply a light base color shadow, extending it a bit longer than your original eyeline. Make sure to draw a thicker and extra long eyeline and connect it with the underline to make your eyes look bigger. On mono eyelids, colors like blue, purple and khaki are exceptionally well-fitting, and when putting it on, use a brush with skin toner on it for better, longer-lasting application. And there you have it. Doesn't it look like she has bigger and more defined eyes? Give these remarkable makeup tips a try today to create a new look.
So I'm now all ready to do my makeover. Now the highlighter did the trick as we saw in the video clip. So could you put on some highlighter on me to make my long face much smaller?
You don't have a long face, but if you think that's a problem, I'm going to take some powder highlighter on a small brush.
Oh, so it's different from the liquid highlighter they used in the video clip, right?
Yeah, just because you've already got some powder already on your face, the order of it is a little bit different. If it's a liquid highlighter, I would apply that before your foundation.
Right.
So what I've done right now is I've taken it down just to a third down the nose, and that's the tip for if you've got a long face and you don't want to take it all the way down. But you don't have a long face, I don't think. Another way that you can do it, a lot of women just put highlighter on their cheeks and on their nose, but you can also place it on the Cupid's bow, which is just on the upper lip, and this creates a more 3D effect. Hopefully the camera captures this. And also on the center of the chin, like so.
Right, so the highlighter goes through the center of your face, right?
Yeah, down the center of your face because it's the elevated areas. And finally, if you'd really like to slim down your jawline, I'm going to take a dark shadow color, which is actually a contour color.
I would like that.
And apply it along the sides of the forehead, just around here. Blending it into the rest of your foundation.
I could do it here?
Yep. Like so. And what this is doing is it's slimming the face, and it's also bringing the jawline a little bit more, the vectors down the face in a diagonal way.
Do I look much smaller, my face?
I mean, how small do you want your face to be? If you want it to disappear, I guess.
Your face is already tiny. But if you've got a round face, my tip is to use highlighter in vertical motions rather than in horizontal motions. So here's a different brush. So for example, taking the powder highlighter again, we're just going to take it down in vertical motions down the face rather than going in horizontal motions. That's just creating like the vertical vectors down the face.
Right.
If you've got a wide or a square jaw, you want to focus it on the chin. And if you want to slim down your face, you can take your shade, your shadow color, the contour color, and then take it down all the way down the sides of the face. Like so.
Right. And some people are worried about their strong, prominent cheekbone, especially.
Yeah, the strong cheekbones. Well, actually, it's funny because in Western culture, the cheekbones are the highlight, but in Korean culture, they typically want to go for a softer look. So you can actually use blush to achieve that, to smooth down your strong cheekbones. So I'm going to use this blush right here on a blush brush and take it in soft circular motions and blend it up to the cheekbones. Now, if you have a wider face and you want to create a slim face illusion, you want to take it in smaller circular motions and take it up diagonally towards the temple.
So it goes up diagonally, right?
Yeah. Okay. Like so.
Right. Can I take a look?
Yeah, of course. Right here.
So Minjung, are there any makeup tips you want to learn?
Well, actually, I have a long face, but so I'm learning as I'm sitting here watching you. Right.
So we have the lips left, right?
So there is another way to make your lips look a little bit more 3D. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that highlight powder once again, and I'll show you what to do on top of your already applied lipstick and lip gloss. I'm going to take a little bit and apply it to the upper lip again, and then apply it to the middle of the bottom lip. And this will make your lips look more 3D, three-dimensional.
Did I already put too much lipstick on?
It's sticking to your lip gloss. You should probably do this before your lip gloss, but that's fine. As long as the lighting is capturing the 3D illusion of her lips.
I'll definitely try it when I go back home. How do you guys think about my makeup? Can you see it?
You're fabulous.
Glowing.
I can't see your face.
Absolutely.
It just shrunk too much.
Well,
Great
hopefully
job,
this
Jennifer.
has been, thank you. Hopefully this has been useful tips to enhance your features and create the most beautiful you. And until next week, I'll see you again on K-Style here on Korea Today.
All right, thank you, Jennifer. Thank you. Leave that highlighter there for us.
All right, that's just about that's it for this edition of Korea Today.
Thank you for joining us on this Thursday morning. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 7 a.m.
Bye-bye.